this is called fuel management. Fuel means I told you in the morning that I have a petrol car, so I'm trying to put kerosene into that, diesel into that, and I'm trying to run. But the car stopped because I just, it's like varied from my normal diet. The same way here, let's check what exactly we do to our system by having. Okay, so first of all, to understand how we eat before that one, you should understand about our gut health. What's to know about the gut, in fact? What is the gut? Your stomach, intestine. What is so important about the gut, in fact? It just digests the food, that's all, no? Is it? Now suddenly the gut became this much famous? Hmm? The gut is the place which has, by microbiome. Have you heard about the term called microbiome? Which is called healthy bacteria. It's a flora of healthy bacteria which is living in the gut, which is billions, in fact. Even billions. You cannot even imagine. That's what I told. 750 grams of microbiomes are living in a healthy person's gut. But most of the people won't have that. That's how the problems start. But by having a healthy gut, you can control almost all the diseases and you can control all the weight reduction and everything is possible. First, addressing the issue of this one. So, here what I am saying is, gut has actually just like microfibers. This particular thing is. That's why when you take a food product which doesn't have any fiber in that one, it disturbs the system. So what is the thing which doesn't have any fiber? Could you tell? The flour, the white flour, maida. In fact, the flour, isn't it? Which doesn't have any fiber, so that actually irritate the system. So anything which don't have much fiber in the system, that irritates. So the system goes down, or any food product which is actually not conducive to the body, this actually creates the negative bacteria. Negative bacteria will eat the other bacteria and the microbiomes die, and from there onwards the disease starts. The gut is in fact called the second brain because the communication directly from the brain to the gut is there always. So here, what are all the things affect the gut in fact? Your sleep and exercise. Even if you don't take a proper rest, actually it will affect your gut, this one. Even diet, I told you. Mental and emotional health. Okay. What will happen? It's like when you are having high cortisol, this thing I told you, in fact, isn't it? That will also, these kind of things, all these things, in fact, affect the gut health. And gut has a lining. Have you heard about leaky gut phenomenon? You might be, it's like feeling healthy. The one person was, he was trying to ask me, if there is an ulcer, what will you do? He thought when you don't eat food, in fact, the stomach digestive fluids secretes and the lining will corroded with the stomach digestive fluids and the ulcer develops. It's not. It's an absence of microbiome. Actually, the body has this phenomenon called leaky gut, means the walls of the gut become very kind of, what do you call, in fact, a net kind of this thing. So whatever the food you have, it will be escaped before reaching into the large intestine and the, it's like small intestine. So that particular phenomenon is called leaky gut phenomenon if you don't have a proper, this one. So what to do to, make a gut healthy? So have you ever heard about probiotics? Probiotics. What is that probiotics? We get to buy, in fact, isn't it? What is a probiotic? Which is stomach friendly bacteria, in fact, in billions, in fact. We drink that to create a conducive environment for this thing. There is a thing called prebiotic, which could create the bacteria without taking from outside. Could you tell me what is a prebiotic, in fact? I told you one example. Ghee is a prebiotic. Could you believe it? Ghee is a prebiotic. So that's why when you fast, having a teaspoon of ghee in the morning won't even affect the fast, and it just give a coating for the gut, and you will reduce weight also. Could you believe? Ghee is considered to be what? Fat. Fat makes what? Fat. Is it right? No. Fat actually doesn't even digest on what? It's not digesting on the stomach. It's digests on the liver. And it's producing not what? Glycogen. It produces ketones. That ketones will be stored in the liver itself or somewhere. You got my point. What is becoming fat? Carbohydrates are becoming fat. Not the fat is becoming fat. That's why suddenly coconut oil became healthy. Coconut oil is what? It's fat only. Medium chain triglycerides. In fact, it has 8 carbon atoms. It's very easily digestible. Not only that, it actually has a, have you heard about a tea called, it's like Bulletproof coffee? Anyone heard about that? Bulletproof coffee is the coffee in which we actually mixes with the butter or the ghee and we just froth it. So it tastes like even the, have you had that? Bulletproof coffee. In fact, when you fast, you can have it in the morning as a this thing. But you're not out of the fast also. You're drinking coffee. Even the coffee tastes like, because it's a derivative of, isn't it? The taste is almost similar. If you're using the ghee and if you froth it, the taste is exactly like you're drinking coffee with the milk only. But the thing is, you're not triggering the insulin. You're not doing any damage for the system. Not only that one, it's like coffee gives the trigger for the brain, and the ghee gives the full coating for the abdomen. Could you believe it? It's very contradictory. Coffee also bad, ghee also bad for us. But it's both are healthy and making you what? Leaner. Suppose if you eat ghee with sugar, what will happen? Then the entire science changed because the insulin again produced. Like the pancreas produces the insulin. The benefit of having the ghee also will go. See, that's a contradictory point. So suppose if you have the ghee with anything which is related to the carbohydrate cluster, then the benefit also gone. You will put on weight, in fact, instead of that one. So this is how you have it. You understood now? So the fat you can have it independently without carbs. That's why keto, anyone have done the keto? Have you heard about keto diet? Why is it so? Why the people are reducing so fast, weight so fast? Those who are sick, in fact, keto diet is a, suppose a person is under, it's like a diabetes, high diabetes. The doctor advised him to reduce 15 to 20 kg. For them, I suggest keto is the best method because they reduce the weight within 1 month time. Then shift over to low carb diet. Then just go like that. Anyone wants to reduce the weight without even doing workout, 10 to 15 kgs with the keto, just weight will go, because the moment you just suppress the carbohydrate to 100 to 50 grams, you're done, because the body doesn't have any glycogen at all. Whatever there is a ketosis happens in the body, so that we feel little bit of irritation and all these things in the beginning. But once you switch over to the ketone, this one, the ketones will overtake, and ketones will provide the body with the energy that will be sustained energy. There is no fluctuation, in fact. No going up, coming down, no going up, coming down. The energy will be sustainable. Here, what's happening? You just went up, you came down, went up, came down. This is what? This system. No. KFC's trans fat is there, that's why. KFC, because they're preserving, even weight will reduce. Definitely. But the only bad point is, because KFC is preserved and coming, it has trans fat. Like I told, that the oil is there to preserve that. Otherwise, suppose sir is eating healthy chicken only, or whatever the other meat if you are eating. Otherwise, only egg you are eating with the vegetable like broccoli and all. You cannot eat all the time, but still, but you will reduce immediately, like 5-6 kilo and all within 2 weeks time. It's very much possible. In fact, and first you shrink from the stomach. With any other workout or any other this thing, unless you don't reduce the carb, your stomach won't go. Your fat will go from everywhere else from the system. What happened? You have an experience over? Yeah?
I just got married in July, so before that I did not have time enough for workout. So I actually did the keto and I did it, and it was
Yeah.
successful.
So it's very effective, no?
Oh yes.
Yeah. What did you have for that? Like the food?
Broccoli, chicken, same
Chicken
thing.
and
But towards
okay.
the end, I felt like one thing was I was feeling super tired
Yeah.
and cranky and irritated. But towards the end, I felt like I could not eat anymore because I actually started. Like I started hating broccoli and chicken. I did not want to eat anything anymore. It was just water. So yeah. Had to get it done.
So yeah, that is. I told no. This is what. This is a she whatever. So remember that if the weight reduction goal is your primary focus, first of all, what you have to do, you should have an intention to reduce the carbohydrate. But suppose we are doing the workout also, before the workout or after the workout, if you have a craving to eat the carbohydrate, go ahead and eat because the workout will burn the entire carbohydrate which you consume. Practically right, no? That gives the energy also, the carbohydrate you had also, but weight reduction, but not on any morning you had carbohydrate, evening you are doing workout, that is not good. You do the workout immediately after that or before that when you have the carbohydrate don't do any damage to the system. Then another, this is actually, now is it clear this one? Gut health is, subject is gut health. In this one, I talked about prebiotic, probiotic. So prebiotic is, ghee is a prebiotic. Then even, probiotic comes into, even the yogurt comes into the probiotic. You can have it. Do you know milk is not, is it milk is anything which is good for the system or bad for the system? Why?
Acidic.
Why it creates that? Because there is a milk is what? It's a sugar. Lactose is a sugar. To digest the lactose, there is an enzyme called lactase is needed. That is half in the digestive system, half in the smaller, large intestine. In fact, after 20 years, this enzyme is not there at all in the system. You got my point? So the milk actually, somebody was, again, why the ulcer feeling he is getting? Everyone blames about the coffee. It's not the coffee. The milk is the problem. You got my point? Coffee is harmless, in fact. When and the tea. Why do you get the bloating feeling? Because the milk in that one. Milk actually, when the lactase is not present, there is a bad bacteria feeds the sugar from the milk and it creates gas in the stomach. That's why you feel kind of bloated when you have when you do workout, nothing will happen. All these things will be taken care of. You got it? So workout actually preserves the gut bacteria very well. So that's why when a person does the workout, you don't have to worry about so much of controlling. You got it? So think that, just keep it in your mind. I'll do workout to, when you actually kind of, it's like a protect, it's like completely eliminating so many from your system. Is it the way of, life? It's not. You should have, it's like you should eat everything at least, you should taste everything. So exercise is a key thing, the proper workout. That's what I'm saying. Not the workout which you just go and walk on the treadmill. It's not that way. The workout which is designed suitable for your body structure, you do it, you can actually, enjoy even little bit of carbohydrate, little bit of sweet, everything, and you should have a good stomach health also. You understand? Because the stress level is down, everything is down, your gut bacteria actually produces more and more healthy bacteria inside the system. You got my point? So, having lesser stress, doing workout, then what? Having a diet of prebiotic, like in the morning, empty stomach, if you're having a teaspoon of ghee, if you're including the probiotic foods, and loads of what exactly? Vegetables. Okay. Any fruit which is having fiber, okay, that creates what? Good gut bacteria. Is it very much clear now? Because Gut bacteria is responsible for so many diseases. Even the BP, even the diabetes, everything. The lack of this thing creates the first, the toxicity. In fact, body becomes very toxic. That's what happens when the absence of gut bacteria. So, what kills the gut bacteria? I'll tell you that one also. Suppose we are having alcohol, like alcohol kills. But the thing is, if you're having a proper this thing, but more than alcohol, sugar is actually sugar kills the gut bacteria. You got my point? Seriously. Uh, I don't know. Sugar has a reverse effect with the sugar, processed food, in fact. You just have 10 days only in a sugary substance and the food just like French fries or it's like the nuggets, or you just feed yourself with all these things. After 10 days, your health will be so, down. That's it. So why is it? Because it has the preserved stuff has, I told you, trans fat, hydrogenated oils to preserve that, and the stored preserved thing doesn't have what? Fiber is not there, then fat also not there. Okay. All the vegetables, all the vegetable has fiber. Then even that's why even wheat has fiber, but 50% fiber, 50% normal wheat flour is there. Then when you take, that's why oats, the full oats has, quinoa has. You know quinoa? Quinoa is half protein. Brown rice is having. Wild rice is having more, in fact. Wild. There is a rice called wild rice, which has more, this thing is there. But even the brown rice has more, in fact. Suppose if you have a craving to have the white rice, you should schedule that you will be eating before the workout, in fact, or the after the workout. Otherwise, your diet should be, it's like, and one more thing is there, the carbohydrate better to have once a day only. You got my point. Any particular meal you just add it in the morning, you can have only eggs, and it's like the perfect diet is. You can have, if you could have a couple of it's like bullseye or something with 2 eggs or 3 eggs, no issues. People say that suppose we are not taking the carbohydrate, you can take 7 or 8 of egg yellow also. If you take also, nothing will happen to your system. No cholesterol will change. Nothing will change. Could you believe that? What we taught, in fact, yellow is bad for the system. Yellow creates what? Heart attack. Yellow actually is beneficial for the heart, in fact, because it improves the, it's like high density lipid cholesterol, and it actually supports the heart health also. Not only the benefit of the egg is actually an amino acid. In fact, it builds heart muscles also. Every muscle requires amino acids, so egg is a good option for that. If it's a good egg, in fact, you understand which egg is good, in fact. It's like free range egg, which is called pasteurized egg. It's no need of omega 3 or anything. ശരിക്കും നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിലെ നാടൻ മുട്ടയാണ് ഏറ്റവും നല്ലതെന്ന് പറയുന്ന മാതിരി തന്നെ ഫ്രീ റേഞ്ച് എഗ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് പാസ്ചറൈസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള എഗ് എന്താണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലും ദിസ് ദ ബെസ്റ്റ് ബ്രേക്ക്ഫാസ്റ്റ് ഇഫ് യു കുഡ് ഹാവ്. ആൻഡ് try to eat carbohydrate after 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. You understand? So that half of the battle is you won. Don't trigger the insulin in the morning itself. The best method, I'll tell you why it's very important. You're sleeping around 10 o'clock. Okay. You're eating your final meal 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock. At what time you eat? Most of the people, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or late. Say, for example, 10 o'clock you just dinner you have done. Until the next morning, 10 o'clock, how much time? It's past 12 hours. Isn't it? Then, suppose if you extend 4 more hours, what's the time? 2 o'clock. Okay. 11, 12, 1, 2. 16 hours. Within 16 hours, your glycogen reserves will completely deplete from the system. Your system will revive. That's called intermittent fasting. So best method is, it's an 18, the method is called 16-8 method. That is the very easy method, which is, you can do it. Means, suppose if you took the dinner at 8 o'clock, the morning 8 o'clock it will become 12. Then what will happen at 12 o'clock, you can take your first meal. Before that, if you want, you can have a bulletproof coffee, like what I told, coffee with ghee or butter. Better than butter is ghee, ghee only. Then you don't feel hunger also. Then that time when you eat it, in fact, you can eat egg, start your day with egg, then you can again, it's like push yourself for another 3-4 hours. This is all for the weight, those who are looking for the weight reduction. Then if you're eating around 4 o'clock the carbohydrate, the body got a complete rest of almost 20 hours of non-carbohydrate. Got my point? So that's a practical way of doing. You're not doing fast, but practically you're fasting for 20 hours. What did you have? Only coffee and the egg. Coffee and ghee also won't trigger the insulin. Even egg won't trigger the insulin. You can make it in olive oil, make it in ghee or whatever, butter or anything. But no carbs or potato or anything. Carbs means potato, everything is carbs. Even you can.
The badam cashew nut.
Yeah, you can eat that. It's fat, in fact. You can eat that. It has a little bit of protein is there, but still it won't trigger much. It has bit of protein is there. Protein and fat is there. Badam, which has. But the proper, suppose for your real intention is to go on kind of, relax the body, then preferably egg or chicken or anything is the preferable. But best thing is having, I'll just intermittent fast, I'll just come to you in which is detail, but you got an understanding, no? Why we do this one. The only thing is, we are not triggering the insulin for how much time? 16 to 18 hours. What will happen in that case? Autophagy. I told, no? The body revives on its own. So whatever the garbages you thrown in the previous day will be revived by the next day. You don't have to do every day. You can do this one for 3 times in a week. Okay. Some people, what they do is, one day they eat whatever they want, the next 24 hours they fast. Here also big weight reduction. One day they ate it, like carbohydrate, everything. The next 24 hours they fasted. Again the next day they eat. Then the 24 hours they fast. That's called, 3 by this thing, there is another method. Then 1 meal a day. Like you can just, in 20 hours they have only 1 meal. These are all weight reduction techniques, those who cannot go high on, it's like diet or, like too much of diet or something. In that case, you can eat whatever you want, including the carbohydrate also, but the diet is restricted to one particular window only. Cheat day is there. Weekly once. Weekly once you should cheat the system. That is the must, in fact. Well, that day you can eat sweets or whatever you want, you can eat it. But even, yeah.
Coffee bottle also.
Yeah, the thing is, the particular thing is, when you do that, you just relax. When you do, actually, you have, you should know to stunt your system. You understand? You should not, predictability. Actually, body won't accept. That's why the exercise also we should keep them. We should have a 3 workout. You should minimum stored in your brain to do the workout. You should always keep the body puzzled. Then only the body will react. Otherwise, the body will get accustomed to that. So when you do these kind of things, then suddenly the alcohol goes in the body. Oh, what's happening inside suddenly? So like that. So it's okay. No problem. So one cheat day is allowed with cheesecake or whatever cake you want. Can completely have it. But these are all, I'm just, in detail we go how to execute this. We go. Water intake, in fact. Water intake, I just told you. What is a body, in fact? Is it full body is water or what? 70% is water. Okay. 70% is body is electrolyte, in fact. It's not water. So that is a new. And
so the glucose what we take from the hospital is
electrolyte, in fact. That is in the the best system in the world to energize you is taking intravenous this thing. That's why whenever we go to the it's like a hospital, they give the trip because of what? Because that is the number one system to hydrate you immediately. Because this, that's why the body's fluid is this one electrolyte. That's why they give the electrolyte intravenous. It goes into the blood immediately. You charge it up. Your almost all half of the disease is gone by just taking the electrolyte. Why? Otherwise, we get revived by taking water. Think that, this the water is, the entire body is, it's like completely designed by, it's like filled with water. When you drink water, you should feel better, no? Yes, of course, when you're thirsty, you feel good. But Why can't the water energizes you? If your body is filled with water, entire this thing. When you drink water, should energize you, no? But electrolyte energizes. Why Gatorade energizes you? Pocari energizes you. Pocari and Gatorade are electrolytes. In fact, oral form of electrolytes. Because water inside the system is in the form of electrolytes, in fact. You got my point? Okay. So then there is no thing called body doesn't know to take body doesn't know the difference between the hunger and the thirst. That is entirely wrong. Body knows the difference between the thirst. Body knows the difference between the hunger. When you do the workout in the gymnasium, the body crave for the water. So remember that a person does the workout in the gym should drink minimum 12 glasses of water. If you are doing very high exercise, we are sweating too much, you can go up to 16 glasses also, no problem. But so when you are drinking any sports drink, it's not that much not is needed, but minimum 12 glasses. A sedentary person could actually 8 is more than sufficient, in fact, when you are not doing any kind of activity, in fact. You understand? Not more than that one. So, and drinking too much of water is a problem for the system. It swells some of the cells and it creates to a disease. So water is a particular thing, you have to be very careful with that one. And excretion also, this excretes salt from the system. Too much of salt, it's like goes from the body, it actually creates even heart attack also. You understand? So even the salt, it takes away the salt from the body, in fact. So unnecessarily drinking water could lead to even heart attack, because a sedentary person drinks water, water should be excreted if you don't utilize it to replenish it. So what happens is it takes away the salt also from the system. So you get depleted with the salt. Salt is vital for the function of a lot of these things. So there is the person is prone to heart attack, even it can cause the heart attack even with the drinking of too much of water. So an active person should drink minimum 12 glasses of water. Sedentary person should drink 8 glasses. And apart from that, we drink through as tea and coffee and all. Remember one thing, milk is not a good thing at all, okay, after a certain age. Certain people could digest, no problem. Go ahead and drink it. Suppose after drinking the tea or coffee, if you feel kind of, it's like bloated feeling, remember that the lactose is not getting digested. So you will think that then how do I get the calcium? Isn't it? If I don't drink the milk, how do I get the calcium? Same thing is available in curd also. It's in multiple, it's quantity with vitamin D also. When it's converted into curd, in fact, the milk has not only, it's like the calcium, it is fortified with the vitamin D also. You know that to absorb the calcium, what vitamin is needed? I mean, like what micronutrient is needed? Vitamin D is needed, in fact. So it both comes with this thing. So suppose your objective is to improve the, it's like calcium intake, then if you're comfortable with the curd is a better option than the milk, in fact, but you cannot put it in the tea, in fact.
Salt, rice, milk, five W's, no?
Yeah.
We need to avoid.
Salt actually, you don't have to completely.
No, I write down or something. There is.
Yeah.
I saw a video. I said.
Yeah.
5 W's.
Yeah, 5W. Yeah. So in that one, for around 90 to 95% of the people, the milk is lactose intolerant only. Okay. It won't digest. Lactose is what? It's a sugar from this one. Not only that, it spikes again insulin. So when you actually fast, people will think I can have a glass of milk. I did only have 1 glass of milk, but again the result is the same. It spiked it's full of sugar only. So it's again spiked the insulin. You are not getting any benefit out of fasting. There is no autophagy is happening. So the entire system is getting wasted. You had a glass of milk, but you put on weight again with a glass of milk also. Suppose if you don't take that one, what will happen? You will minimum reduce half kg of weight by 24 hours. Okay. So it's don't trigger the insulin with any means. You got my point. So what is there in milk? In fact, it's sugar again. Okay.
See, this mineral water itself is dangerous sometimes, no? Some are with minerals or some without minerals.
Yeah.
In India, bottled waters are Really dirty water.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why most of the people drink the Pellegrino. That's a that's a high end. All the high end people, they slightly carbonated Pellegrino is there. No, something just like this one, Perrier water itself. There is a small bottle. That is all the celebrities I have seen. They are drinking that one Pellegrino. In fact,